By self-knowledge, rid yourself of the problems connected with the life hereafter. And he continues in Yoga Vashista. There is no time to lose, for life is ebbing away all the time. When one is knocked about by the troubles and tribulations of earthly existence and is tired of all this, he seeks refuge from all this. One should carefully investigate the bliss of liberation and the sorrow inevitable to ignorance. He is pointing, basically there are two paths. If the mind returns back to you, you investigate the bliss of liberation, the direct experience of eternal peace, clarity, bliss, joy, unalloyed happiness. And when there is ignorance, it's inevitable that there is sorrow. And that one would have the clarity to determine, is it going inward or is it going outward? Okay? Again, this is a form of discrimination, discernment. Liberation confers inner coolness, peace on the mind. Bondage promotes psychological distress. Again, he stresses the differences. Even after realizing this, one does not strive for liberation. So even this, for majority of beings, is not enough, because it's a mental understanding. Once it starts to be experienced, because when the power of illusion is such, although Maya is unreal, she can create real sorrow, real pain, real grief. So when you just understand it intellectually is not enough. When you start to experience the what is called the peace of mind, and inner coolness, and the bliss of self, and joy, and happiness, and presence that is indescribable, and the clarity, and the depth, and the upliftment, then and it is experienced, then there can be discrimination between this higher vibration experience and a lower vibrational experience, which is, he calls, psychological distress. How foolish people are, he says, even though they hear this, how foolish people are. Such people are overcome by desire for sense gratification. They just want to gain. They just want to, they're willing to go through pain and discomfort and agony and all of it, and anger and frustration, to just a little bit of pleasure, when they don't realize that they can actually experience unalloyed happiness that is beyond their imagination. But even they can cultivate a desire for liberation by the study of the scriptures. So here he points that the study of the scriptures actually awakens the desire for liberation, because it awakens the higher mind, and the higher mind desire is seeking the self in order to dissolve in itself in the self. So the knowledge awakens the higher mind. The rest of the activities almost that we are engaged in life pulls the mind into ignorance, outwardly bent, taking the world to be real. So if you understand it, you want to activate the higher mind. If that would be active, that will be much more powerful than the lower mind. If the higher mind is dormant, what will be dominant and active is the lower mind. It's like two forces. The one who's stronger wins.
But But there is an opportunity for the knowledge, which is actually a stronger force than the outward bend force.
Of course, because the knowledge is more subtle, and subtle permeates the gross. And the lower mind, it's all objective, objects.
Yeah.
So it's more gross.
Yeah.
Subtle removes the gross. It makes the mind more subtle. He called it, it's actually, the mind becomes subtle because the inquiry thins out the mental conditioning.
The mind becomes sattvic then.
Yes. Knowledge is actually sattvic mind.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good definition of sattvic.
That's the end.